you want to travel the world for next to nothing using travel rewards points, one of the most important tools in your tool belt will be your credit score. Your credit score is one of the key factors to getting approved for travel rewards credit cards that allow points hobbyists like Carson and me to fly in premium cabins and stay at baller hotels the world over for next to nothing. But if your credit score is a little worse for wear, it's time to turn that shitty credit train around, so all aboard or something. This video is a kickoff video in a series that will teach you how to build a perfect credit score. We're going to frame this journey as a thought experiment. How does one build a perfect credit score? Along the way, we'll tease out components of credit scoring and address practical tips to increase your score in the short term and the long term. Let's make sure we understand the question though. As we describe in this video about Credit Karma, there are actually many data gathering companies that compile credit scores and sell them to vendors who use them to make risk management decisions. The Vantage Score 3.0, for example, is a credit score used by Credit Karma. By far the most famous credit score, though, is the one promulgated by Fair, Isaac, and Company, better known as FICO. This score grades you on a scale from 300 to 850. Why is 850 the highest score? Who knows? It's arbitrary. It could have been 1 million, it could have been 5. So, how does FICO assign that score? If you ask the average person on the street how to have a perfect credit score, they will probably tell you, pay your bills on time. That's at least partially true. If you miss payments, the creditor could report your missed payments to the 3 major credit bureaus. FICO and other companies compile that data, and your score goes down. And it stays down. How long? 7 years? 10 years? Then there's the perennial favorite. Applying for too many credit cards hurts your credit score. We've fucked with that one in past videos, but we're going to fuck it to death in this series. The truth is, few people understand how the FICO score is calculated. There's a lot more to it than paying your bills on time, even though that's a big part of it. Understanding the nuances of credit scoring will help you understand how to get that perfect credit score, as well as tease out actionable steps you can take right now to improve a low credit score. In this video series, we will break down the 6 major categories of credit scoring so that you really understand where you stand with them and how they affect your score. These components are payment history, derogatory marks, credit utilization, age of credit history, total accounts, and credit inquiries. Understanding the details about these components may help you understand why your FICO score is what it is. By the way, that video about Credit Karma also contains tips on how to easily check your FICO score even if you don't know how to access it. During this series, we will be using this chart to keep track of the math that goes into credit scoring. It's pretty well known that certain portions of your credit record count for a certain percentage of your credit score. For example, utilization accounts for 30% of your credit score. Because of this, I make the assumption that since the maximum credit score is 850, no more than 30% of those 850 points can be attributed to your credit utilization. 30% of 850 is about 255. So if you have perfect credit utilization, the most that this will add to your credit score is 255 points. As you will see, this becomes important. We'll go through every subsection of your credit score, do a few thought experiments, wrap it up with how you can use this data to build a perfect credit score, and code the series with a big fuck you to the entire enterprise by pointing out why, spoiler alert, no one gives 2 shits about your perfect credit score you just built, not even the creditors. I think you can get a ribbon for it somewhere, but that's about it. One final programming note. Credit scores are not the same thing as credit reports. Companies like FICO use your detailed credit reports to build the scores, but the reports themselves are compiled by different companies, specifically Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. When I talk about your credit score, I mean the number from 300 to 850 kept by FICO. When I talk about your credit reports, I mean the detailed reports kept by Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. You can access these reports once a year for free or anytime for a small fee. Don't worry, they look intimidating, but they're actually not hard to read once you settle into them. So let's dive in and learn a bunch of bullshit you can use to look smart at parties, because nothing drops panties like knowing about credit scores. Make sure to hit the thumbs up if you like this content. Follow the channel and hit that little bell icon so that your phone buzzes every time we vomit some content out there. Make sure to follow us at @CreditCarson and @PaulGreenemeyer on Instagram. Follow the Travel Punks on Facebook and look for the Travel Punks podcast in all your podcast outlets. Was that everything? I think that's everything.